Good morning, everyone. In the last lecture, we had a discussion towards relational algebra operation, in which we have seen six basic operations, that is select, project, union, intersection, set difference, and Cartesian product. One supporting was there, that is rename. So with these six or seven operations with us, we can solve the queries, or we can write the queries in relational algebra expression. Now, how can we write these expressions? As we have already said that we can combine all these operations together in a single relation, in a single query. It is possible. So in today's lecture, we'll practice few queries on the banking example which we have. For instances, you can refer to the banking slide which we already have shared you, or this is the example in which we have branch a customer account loan as the entity sets and depositor and borrower as the uh, relationship sets. Okay, so no need to explain this. We'll directly switch over to the examples, and all these examples which we are taking, we have already taken it in SQL, so it will be easy for you to understand. So the very simple queries: find all loans over 1200. So the relation which will be used here in this case will be loan. And when I try to write the query in SQL, this will be a simple query written here. Select star from loan where amount is greater than 1200. This is a compulsory construct of SQL. In SQL query, we must have a select clause and we must have a from clause, whereas the where clause is an optional one. Okay, so where select star from loan where amount is greater than 1200 is a very simple query. Now we know the equivalent construct for uh, select from and where. So how we can do, where will be a select clause, select will be the project clause. So equivalent query in RA, how can I write? Whatever I have written with this will be accommodated with sigma, as AMT is greater than 1200, right? AMT is greater than 1200. Whatever is accommodated with this is pi. And if project operation is for projecting the selected one, if we are selecting all of them, then there is no need of project operation. And from will be the name of relation from which you want to uh, fetch the things. So its RA equivalent will be select amount greater than 1200 loan. Okay, so it says that select all the rows from loan which satisfy this condition, amount is equal to 1200. Okay, this is the simplest form of. So here why we are not writing pi operation, because we are projecting all the rows, sorry, all the attributes from all the rows. So we are not projecting few some selected operations, selected attributes. That's why it is missing here. It is not missing. It should not be written. There is no need. Let us go for the second example. Now, what I want is get the loan number for each loan of an amount greater than 1200. In previous case, find all loans over 1200. That means all the details of loan are being projected. In this case, find only the loan number. What I want, only loan number from each loan of an amount greater than rupees 1200. Then in SQL, how you are going to write this? Select loan number from loan where amount is greater than 1200. Then what do you think? What will be the output of this? Will be a simple table with only loan number in picture. Only loan numbers will appear. What loan numbers? Which have amount greater than 1200, but amount will not be printed. Neither the branch name will be printed. Only loan number is printed, because in select we have mentioned only loan number to be presented in the output. So now it is becoming very simple. So pi loan number, sigma amount greater than 1200, and from loan. So in RA, the equivalent thing will be in this way. See here. This condition is put as a subscript for sigma, that is where equivalent to where. From loan, from is whatever we are specified in the bracket, and pi is project operation. Okay, so isn't it easy? If you know how to write a query in SQL, it will be easy for us to write a query in relational algebra. Okay, we'll go for a few complex queries as and when we proceed further. Find the names of all customers who have a loan, an account, or both from the bank. How can we write this? You get which relations we are going to use here? Depositor and borrower, because we only need customer names who are borrowers, or either borrowers or depositor, or both. So it will be a union operation. In SQL, I am going to write it as select customer name from borrower union with select customer name from depositor. It is this simple. So union operation is there with us. So select customer name from borrower. There is no where clause because there is no sigma clause. Okay. So the first will return this will return us all the customers who have a loan. This will return us who have an account, and union will return common also. Okay, so the union operation can be performed. On very similar grounds, find the names of all customers who have a loan or an account and an account in a bank. They should have loan as well as account. They should be a depositor or borrower. So I'll not write a SQL. I'll not write the SQL equivalent of this. Changing only to intersection will give me the output, isn't it? Changing this to intersection will give me the output. So also just changing this to intersection operation is going to give me the output, isn't it? So here changing union to intersection, I'll be getting all the customers who have loan as well as an account in the bank. These are the kind of simple queries we are having. Find the names of all customers who have a loan at Perry Ridge branch. Now I'm using here two relations. I want names of customers and also names of customers. So I need to use the borrower, and I want the loan should be taken from Perry Ridge branch. Then I have a condition branch name is equal to Perry Ridge, and that information I'll get from loan. So two relations I am going to use here, borrower and loan. Okay. So what way we are going to write it in SQL? Select customer name from borrower comma loan where branch name is equal to Perry Ridge, and borrower dot loan number should be equal to loan number. This is the equivalence implicit condition we will have to implement because we are using more than one relations in from clause. In from clause, if you are using more than one relations, we must have a equivalence condition which will equate or which will join the two relations. Okay, so the second condition is that second condition is an implicit condition, and this is a condition which we are imposing because we have been asked to find the customer who have a loan at Perry Ridge branch. So branch name is equal to Perry Ridge. Now what will happen here? If you remember the previous class discussion, when I am using more than one relations in from clause, basically I am forming a Cartesian product of it. So what will be the equivalent RA in this case? The equivalent RA will be something like this. RA expression will be something like this. See here now. Borrower into loan. Borrower into loan. As we have used two relations. So borrower and loan are multiplied together. In our SQL discussions also, the first operation which will be performed or will be taken into consideration will be the from clause. First we'll have to fetch borrower and loan. then combine it together through a Cartesian product and form a single intermediate result, which will be combination of borrower and loan. Then only I can apply a condition borrower dot loan number should be equal to loan dot loan number. As now listen carefully. In Cartesian product, we are going to get a huge table. What will be the columns of it? It will take two columns from borrower, that is customer name and loan number. Am I right? And three columns from loan, that will be loan number, branch name and amount. Am I right? Now the first loan number is borrower dot loan number. The second loan number is loan dot loan number. So now if it has entries, it is easy for me to now see every, as I'm assuming that you are comfortable with SQL, and every now and then I'll be giving the example of SQL. Where clause works on one row at a time, if you remember. Where clause works on one row at a time. So it will find one first row, it will check whether the branch name is Perrich or not. Let us say that yes, and if yes, then let us check out borrower dot loan number is equal to loan dot loan number or not. The entry here and entry in this case, entry in this and entry in this, if they are equal, then only this particular row will be selected. In case branch name is Perrich and these two are not matching, this row will not be selected. Fine. So are you understanding me what's happening here? Borrower and loan will be combined together to form a single table, and both these conditions will be one by one applied on every row of that huge single table which is formed by Cartesian product. And then if both the conditions are true, that whole row will be selected, out of which customer name will be printed in the output. Okay, this is happening at the back end of SQL. In RA, I am explicitly mentioning perform borrower into loan first. I am explicitly mentioning perform borrower into loan first. Then after performing the Cartesian product, apply this condition first. When this condition is applied, your size of Cartesian product is lowered down. Let us say that borrower has 10 rows, loan has 20 rows, 200 occurrences will be there. Now I have applied this condition, the 200 will be reduced to 50 or 25. Now on those 25, the next condition will be applied, that is branch name is equal to Perrich. Other way around also we can go. Okay, so branch name is equal to Perrich. So first condition is applied, then second condition is applied, and thus once both the conditions are satisfied, its customer name is printed. Are you understanding me? So output of this will be a single table. But from where I am going to get it? I am going to get it from this huge table. I am going to get it from huge table. Is it okay? So this way, using two relations in a single query actually produces few huge intermediate results. So always be careful while using number of elements in the number of relations in the from clause or in the Cartesian product. Let us try one more query. Find the names of all customers who have same query in the different fashion. Okay, we are going to find out this. Here you are we are making use of from clause. Okay, so same one in a different pattern. See, the nested query fashion. Now here we are going to avoid a Cartesian product to some extent. The size of the Cartesian product will be smaller. What will happen here? First, this query will be executed. Sorry, here it should be equal. Okay, select loan number from loan where branch name is equal to Peririch. We are finding out only loan numbers which has branch Peririch. And now we are selecting the customer name from borrower where the respective loan number should appear in this list. Again, Cartesian product is there even though we are using in, but the size will be reduced. In previous case, as I said, that borrower may have 10 and a loan may have 20 relations, 20 rows. So that will be 200. But what will happen out of these 20, say only 3 are there with Peririch. So 10 into 3, only 30. The size of Cartesian product will be lesser. The size will be 30, 10 into 3. Previously it was 10 into 20. So nested query will produce smaller intermediate results and thus reduce the consumption of resources. Okay. So similar, the same query can be written in array in this fashion. What we did here, see. First of all, we have the innermost query as this. Okay. Loan size of loan is now reduced. Entire loan will not be used. Only the selected rows from loan will be used. The rows which have occurrence of branch name as Peririch. And now that will be multiplied with borrower with this condition imposed. Ultimately, this is equivalent to this condition. Now, loan number in loan number means what we are. This loan number should be is equal to the loan number which is produced, which is present in the produced output. The same we are doing here. Okay. So loan number should be equal to borrower dot loan number. But this condition is now imposed on a smaller, comparatively smaller Cartesian product than the previous case. Understanding me? So this will happen, and of course find the customer name. The same query is written in two different ways, in both in SQL and RA. This is a nested query. We have, as and when we'll proceed with the examples, the example will become more complicated, query will become more complicated, so be careful about it. Find the names of all customers who have a loan at Peririch branch. So we have a solution for that, but do not have an account at any branch of the bank. Means he should have a loan from Peririch Bank, but he should not be a depositor in any case, in any bank. So it's a set difference operation, or except in SQL we can, how we can write it? We can write it in this way. Find out all the customers who have a loan from Peririch branch and print only those customer names who are not appearing in this list with the help of except. So by see in the similar case we can make use of minus. We can make use of minus. Now I am not going to elaborate. This entire query is equivalent to this. This entire query is equivalent to this, and except is equivalent to this minus symbol. Okay, this we have already seen. So set difference operation can be used in this way. Except in SQL is equivalent to set difference in relational algebra. Find the largest account balance. This can also be solved using set difference. Here right now we don't have aggregate functions with us. We'll understand that right now we have not we are not aware about the aggregate functions like mean, max and all. So how can we do that? What strategy you'll have to find out? So first of all, you'll have to find the balances which are smaller than any other balance in the bank. So which relation we are going to use? We are going to use account. In account we have all the balances. What we are going to do? We'll find out all the balances which are lesser than any of the balance in that list. If the balance is lesser than any of the balance in that list, definitely that is not the greatest. That is not the largest balance. Okay. So find out all the balances which are smaller than any other balance. And in this case we are going to illustrate rename, because here we are going to use account twice. Balance should be compared with balance, so that's why we need to use account twice. How this query can be written in SQL? First of all, we'll try to get all the balances which are smaller than any other balance. Can I get this? Select balance from account and account. Account is now used twice, but first is named as account and second is named as D. Okay, second is named as D. So what we are going to do? Sorry, here it should be D dot balance. Huh? It should be D dot. Sorry, not D dot balance. Account dot balance. It should be account dot balance from account comma account dot. So one account is now named as account and another account is named as D. And now what output I am going to get? All the balances which will be listed here will be smaller than at least one balance. Okay, now we are left with only one value which will not be smaller than any other value. So that will be the largest one. Okay, how will be left with that? In this way. What we did now, with the help of this query, we have found all the account balances which are smaller than any of the balance. And now we have other sheet of all balances including the balance, the largest balance. Okay, now this minus this is going to produce only single value which will be the largest balance. Are you getting me? How we have done? In array we can make use of, see here, account into account. That's why account is now named as D. See here, the row symbol we have used, that is rename symbol we have used. Okay, now first account is named as account and second account is named as D. Account into account, the Cartesian product of account is formed. Now this condition is imposed, account dot balance is less than D dot balance, on which, from which we are going to print pi account dot balance. And now I need to deduct it from pi balance from account. Balances from account, all the balances. So this is the first one. These are the balance, all balances. These are the balances which are lesser than sum of the value, sum of the balance. All the balances. Second is the list of balances which are lesser than some balance. So if I perform a set difference operation in that, the occurrence of largest balance will appear. So here we have used a rename operation, we have used sigma operation, we have used pi operation, we have used minus operation, we have used nested pattern also. We have performed Cartesian product also. So thus we can form a composite query. We can have a composite expression which includes all the possible operations from uh, your relational algebra. Okay. So this way we can write several queries, and many more queries are there to form. Based on this, I am going to post a query which you are going to answer, or which we are going to appear for. So what will be the formal definition of this all array expression? The basic expression in the relational algebra consists of either of the following: a relation in the database or a constant relation. Constant relation means which we have produced uh, as an intermediate result. And thus E1 and E2 are, if these are two relational algebra expression, following all are the relational algebra expression. Like E1 can be unioned with E2, it can be intersected with E2, it can be differential, means even minus E2 I can take. This E1 and E2, again I am repeating, it can be a relation from the database, borrower, account, loan I can fetch, or can any of the constant relation which is produced because of some operation which is produced, which is conducted. If you are getting, if I am seeing this example, see, in this example, this produced constant relation is multiplied with the relation from the database. Okay, so that is the difference between constant relation and the relation from the database. So even it, we can produce a Cartesian product, we can apply a predicate on that, we can apply a projection operation on that, we can rename that. So these are all expressions which are possible in with the help of relational algebra. In the next lecture, we'll see what do you mean by natural join and few advanced features of relational algebra. Thank you very much.